guys, what's up? Jarlis Rog of Gaming here, and this video is going to be the kickoff to my new channel series I'd like to start called Weekly Sumups. These weekly sum-ups are going to be about topics I'd like to discuss with you guys, and they're going to be about anything that comes to mind or what I personally would like to talk about with you guys. The feedback you guys give me and some of the opinions you have, or just ideas for videos, will all be taken into consideration when making the next weekly sum-up. Even though they are called weekly sum-ups, they are going to be released maybe twice a week or more, but expect one at least every week. So the footage you are seeing in the background is the Binding of Isaac Rebirth, and I'm playing as the Lost. Hope you enjoy that footage. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first weekly sum up, I would like to talk about my favorite game genres. The first genre I'm going to be talking about is FPS, competitive. The reason why I like competitive FPSs the most are the fact for their versatility and how the game works. For example, in CSGO, the decisions you make can affect if you win or lose a match. Besides that, most competitive games have an ELO system or some version of that, where there is a ranking system that you need to climb to get better and have higher ranks to display and to play with different skill groups and different people. Even though there isn't a representation of how good you are, the ranking system does give you something to dream for and try to climb. What makes CSGO different for most competitive FPSs is there is a learning curve that you have to go over. So for each map, there are different callouts that you'll need to learn in order to be a more valuable teammate. And you'll have to learn how each gun works, their spray patterns, how to control them, you have to learn how to play under stress. And on top of that, it's really fun when you win a game, the adrenaline rush of clutching a round. It just makes the competitive a lot more fun. Even though you will be playing most of the same maps, each experience is different with the different people you play with and the different strategies the enemy team will implement. Moving on to my next favorite genre, being roguelikes. The reason I like roguelikes a lot is for the reasons that it is a different experience. You need to climb a ladder, kind of like the competitive, you need to become better at the game. But roguelikes are more challenging for the fact when you die, you lose everything. Some common roguelikes that I'd like to play are FTL, Nuclear Throne, The Binding of Isaac, Risk of Rain. Those are most of my favorite roguelikes that I like to play. And besides the fact that there is the learning curve and you lose everything when you die, roguelikes are really fun games. Most of them are not first-person shooters, but they all have a uniqueness to them that makes them different from most other games. Most of them are pixelated, such as Risk of Rain and Nuclear Throne. But then there are games like The Binding of Isaac Rebirth that come out every once in a while, and these games are just pure fun. You can pour many hours into them, but you still need to learn how each character works and their abilities and the synergies to make them stronger. And each run, that when you eventually get to the end, was always different from the previous run that you played because of the unique item combinations you experience. Then there are some games like FTL that you are not even supposed to be able to beat these games, just by the sheer difficulty of them. For example, in FTL you need to defeat a flagship, but in order to do this you need to cross the 8 sectors, which is already hard enough, and beat the flagship, which is almost impossible, even on the easy difficulty, which already shows that there is a huge difficulty gap that you need to cross over if you want to win the game. And there are other games like Nuclear Throne that even though you're going through the same backgrounds each time, each character is different, which makes the game more unique to play. You have to learn which items benefit the characters more, and to beat the game, which, just like The Binding of Isaac and FTL, is really hard. Now, moving on to my third favorite genre, or I guess in this case, the first one, and that being RPGs. The reason why I think RPGs are the best gaming genre is for the fact that each RPG, even though you're going through a story, They're always different. RPGs, you get involved into the game. It's not like some other games you play where you just kind of play the game and you have no impact on the story. In RPGs, at least in good ones, all the decisions you make affect how the game will play out. And that is personally why I think they are the best. It makes you involved in the story, and that is what makes them truly unique. For example, The Witcher 3. Each decision you make might seem minor to you, but in the long run, or in the endings, you see how much that mini decision you thought it was actually affected the whole world from what you did. RPGs take a long time to make, and most of RPGs that I prefer are open world. And personally, myself, I love open world games. So playing games like Fallout 4 might not seem like an RPG. It still has enough RPG elements that I would consider it an RPG. Knowing that you get involved in the characters' lives and that what you did can help their lives get better makes me enjoy them. Being part of something bigger than just yourself is always fun. And that concludes the first weekly chat. Tell me, guys, what you think about it. What did you like? What did you didn't like? I know there are some parts where you guys might see the editing, but it's whatever. I mean, what can you really expect? Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.